Yo, what's up, everyone? We got breaking news from literally a few hours ago about Trump and Iran.
This just came out. Big developments.
So Trump just told Congress that hostilities with Iran have, quote, terminated. But here's the twist. He's still enforcing the blockade and just rejected another peace proposal from Iran.
A 14-point proposal.
Wait, so the war's over, but the blockade continues, and he rejected their deal?
And Iran's Revolutionary Guard is warning conflict could restart at any moment.
All right, so today we're breaking down what Trump just told Congress, what Iran proposed, why he rejected it again, and most importantly, we're giving you the AI verdict on Trump's strategy. Is this genius, or is he playing with fire?
Let's analyze the data.
Okay, so first off, what did Trump actually tell Congress?
Yesterday was a critical deadline. There's a law called the War Powers Resolution. Gives the president 60 days to use military force without congressional approval.
And we're at 60 days since the war started?
February 28th, the strikes began. Yesterday was day 60, so Trump had to either get Congress to authorize continuing the war or declare hostilities terminated.
And he chose...
He sent a letter to Congress saying, quote, "The hostilities that began on February 28th, 2026 have terminated."
So the war's over?
Well, that's what he's telling Congress. But look at what's actually happening on the ground.
What's happening?
The U.S. blockade of Iranian ports is still fully active. 48 ships forced to turn around in the last 20 days. 3 ships just in the past 20 hours.
So he says hostilities ended, but he's literally blocking their entire economy?
Exactly. And when reporters asked if he'd rule out more strikes on Iran, he refused to answer.
Very terminated.
All right, so Iran sent a new proposal. What's in it?
A 14-point peace plan. Trump said he's reviewing it but hasn't given details yet.
This is different from the proposal we talked about before?
Yeah, the last one was just about opening the Strait of Hormuz and postponing nuclear talks. This is more comprehensive, 14 points covering multiple issues.
What did Trump say about it?
He told reporters, quote, "They told me about the concept of the deal. They're going to give me the exact wording now."
So he knows the general idea but not the specifics yet.
Exactly. But here's what's interesting. On Friday night, Trump said something really revealing.
What'd he say?
Quote, "Frankly, maybe we're better off not making a deal at all. Do you want to know the truth? Because we can't let this thing go on."
Wait, so he's saying maybe no deal is better?
And then he laid out his options. Either strike a deal with Iran or, quote, "blast the hell out of them and finish them forever."
Those are the only two options? Negotiate or annihilate?
That's what he said.
Let's talk about this blockade, because that's the real pressure point. 48 commercial vessels turned around in 20 days. The U.S. is not allowing any ships in or out of Iranian ports. What does that do to Iran's economy? Destroys it. Iran makes most of its money from oil exports. If they can't ship oil, they can't make money. How bad is it compared to before the war? Before the war, about 3,000 vessels passed through the Strait of Hormuz in a typical month.
And now?
In March, it was 154 vessels. That's 95% reduction.
95%?
Confirming. The Iranian economy is in free fall, and the U.S. just announced shippers could face sanctions if they pay tolls to Iran to use the strait.
Wait, Iran's trying to charge tolls?
Yeah, they're saying if you want to use our strait, pay us. It's a last-ditch attempt to make money.
And the U.S. is like, nope, if you pay them, we'll sanction you too?
Total economic warfare.
You mentioned Iran's economy is collapsing. How bad is it really?
Trump literally said yesterday, quote, "There's tremendous discord. The leadership is very disjointed. It's got 2 to 3 groups, maybe 4.
So Iran's government is fighting internally.
And get this, their new supreme leader, the son who replaced his father after he was killed, hasn't been seen since he was announced.
Wait, what?
He was injured in the same strike that killed his father. Iranian officials claim he's, quote, "in full health," but he was in the courtyard by coincidence when the building was hit.
And we're supposed to believe he just happened to be outside?
Iran says he's fine. U.S. intelligence says he may be severely incapacitated. Nobody knows for sure because he hasn't appeared publicly.
So Iran's leader might be unable to lead, and the government's divided into factions.
And their economy is collapsing, and the U.S. blockade is choking them, and Trump's threatening to, quote, "blast the hell out of them."
Iran's in crisis mode.
Complete crisis mode.
Trump said something interesting about the economic impact on the U.S.
Yeah, he admitted, quote, "I thought the numbers would be much worse. I thought the stock market would go down much more. I thought oil prices would go up much more."
So he's surprised it's not worse.
Which tells you he was expecting economic pain, but it hasn't been as bad as he feared.
Why not? Oil prices should be through the roof with 20% of supply blocked.
A few factors. Other countries ramped up production, strategic reserves released, and honestly, the blockade isn't total. Some oil is still getting through.
But gas prices are still higher than before the war?
Definitely. But Trump's betting Americans will tolerate higher gas prices if he can say he prevented Iran from getting nuclear weapons.
That's a huge political gamble.
Especially with midterms coming up. If gas stays expensive and voters are mad, Republicans could lose seats.
What's Iran saying about all this?
A senior Iranian Revolutionary Guard official said renewed conflict is, quote, possible.
But there's technically a ceasefire right now.
Technically, yes, but both sides keep violating it. Israel and Hezbollah are still striking each other despite a ceasefire in Lebanon, too.
So it's like a ceasefire, a name only?
Technically, yes, but both sides keep violating it. Israel and Hezbollah are still striking each other despite a ceasefire in Lebanon, too.
So it's like a ceasefire, a name only?
Nobody's firing directly at each other's main forces, but proxy conflicts continue, and the blockade is economic warfare.
How likely is it the war actually restarts?
Trump won't rule it out. Iran's warning it could happen, and Trump literally said his option is deal or, quote, blast the hell out of them.
So we're one bad decision away from full war restarting.
That's the reality.
What's happening with U.S. troops?
Interesting development. Pentagon announced withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany over the next year.
Is that related to Iran?
Indirectly, Germany's been critical of Trump's Iran strategy. Their chancellor said Iranians are negotiating skillfully, and Trump went off on him.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Trump said Germany doesn't understand Iran.
So, pulling troops from Germany could be retaliation, or it could be reallocating resources to the Middle East.
Are we sending war troops to the Gulf?
Admiral Brad Cooper, commander of U.S. Central Command, visited sailors and Marines in the Arabian Sea, signal of ongoing military presence.
So the U.S. military isn't leaving the region?
Not at all. This is sustained pressure.
The Strait of Hormuz is still the main issue, right?
It's the issue. 20% of world oil, global shipping paralyzed, energy prices affected everywhere.
And Iran's trying to charge tolls now?
It's desperate. They're saying, pay us to pass through, but the U.S. is sanctioning anyone who pays.
So shippers are stuck between Iran demanding payment and the U.S. threatening sanctions if they pay.
Exactly. Can't win, which is why only 154 ships passed through in March versus normal 3,000.
How long can the global economy handle this?
Not indefinitely. Countries dependent on Gulf oil are freaking out. Australia, Japan, South Korea, Europe, all desperate for a resolution.
Which gives Trump leverage.
But it also gives them leverage to pressure him to make a deal.
All right, we've covered all the facts. Time for the AI verdict. Is Trump's strategy working?
Let's break it down objectively with data.
Hit me.
AI analysis of Trump's Iran strategy. Pros of Trump's approach. Economic pressure is working. Iran in crisis. Divided Iranian leadership weakens negotiating position. Blockade sustainable. U.S. has naval dominance. Avoided major U.S. casualties so far. Declared hostilities terminated satisfies legal deadline. U.S. economy impact less than expected. Cons of Trump's approach. Global allies are frustrated. Germany pulling away. Gas prices still elevated, hurting Americans. Ceasefire fragile, could collapse any moment. Iran desperate equals unpredictable and dangerous. Rejected multiple peace proposals, unclear endgame. Midterm elections approaching, political risk.
So what's the actual AI verdict?
AI assessment, strategic stalemate with calculated escalation risk. Trump is winning the economic war but has no clear path to end it. Probability Iran accepts unfavorable nuclear deal, 45%. Probability Iran collapses internally first, 25%. Probability war restarts within 60 days, 20%. Probability status quo continues 6+ months, 35%. Probability Trump accepts compromise deal, 15%.
So basically, we're in a waiting game.
Trump's betting Iran breaks before American voters lose patience. Iran's betting Trump needs a deal before midterms. Both sides waiting for the other to blink.
And the 20% chance war restarts?
One miscalculation, one rogue commander, one desperate Iranian attack, and we're back to full conflict.
with nuclear weapons potentially in play.
With nuclear weapons potentially in play.
All right, so here's where we are. Trump told Congress the war is over, but the blockade continues.
Iran sent a 14-point proposal. Trump's reviewing it, but already said maybe no deal is better.
The blockade is crushing Iran's economy, 95% drop in shipping, leadership divided and possibly incapacitated.
U.S. economy handling it better than expected, but gas prices still elevated and midterms approaching.
Iran warning conflict could restart. Trump saying his options are deal or annihilation.
AI verdict, strategic stalemate, both sides waiting for the other to break.
So what do you think? Does the AI verdict match your read on this? Is Trump playing this smart? Maximum pressure until Iran caves? Or is he risking war restarting because he won't compromise? Drop your verdict in the comments.
And subscribe, because this situation changes literally every day. New proposals, new threats, new developments.
We'll keep giving you the AI breakdown on every major move.
This is probably the most dangerous geopolitical situation right now. Nuclear weapons, global oil supply, economic warfare.
And it could resolve peacefully or explode into full war. We just don't know yet. But we'll keep analyzing the data and giving you the AI verdict. Thanks for watching. Stay informed. Peace.